No, it was going to see Return of the Jedi with my son when he was 5, I think, or 6. I never even, people say to me, where were you when you saw Star Wars? I said, I never saw Star Wars. What? You're Mr. Star Wars? I said, no, but I never saw Star Wars. In 1977-78, my wife and me, in those days, the last thing we were going to see was a space film. We were watching films like Dirty Harry and Emmanuel. We were adults, not watching that sort of stuff. It was going to see Return of the Jedi with my son that sparked it off. I must be absolutely honest. I was not the happiest guy taking him to see it. I could have thought of doing far more with 2 hours than going watching that. But when it opened up, oh yeah, I liked it very much, and that was it. Yes, there's an American dealer. There's going back to the days before the internet, when if you wanted to chase collectors up out of the UK, and the American market was big then, there was no internet, so you had to get on the phone. And there used to be this one guy, his name was Jerry Downs, and his business name was the Yankee Peddler, and he used to buy and sell die-cast, and occasionally he'd dabble in TV and film stuff. You know, he was prepared to take a risk on some of the television and film toys, particularly Star Wars, which was very big then. And I used to ring him up. It was always sometimes 2 and 3 o'clock in the morning with the time difference. And as soon as I said, "Is that Jerry? Is that Mr. Star Wars?" And he gave me that nickname, and it stuck. And when I started up as a dealer, I decided to. There were so many Americans who cottoned on to that name. Right. That I decided to use it as a business name, and it's stuck with me ever since. Only time will tell. I mean, a lot of the toy companies did put in big tenders for to George Lucas to get the rights, the permission to produce the toys for the 3 prequels. But now they're sort of history now, and it's the Star Wars stuff for the kiddies, you know, the cartoon stuff that's on the telly.
Clone Wars, I think.
That's it, yeah. My son's son, the 3rd generation, he's very much into the cartoon version, Clone Wars. That just emphasises what I said earlier. It's the era that you remember. Well, I mean, if you're looking at that from a collecting point of view and from a business point of view, the very first Star Wars film, which we now know as A New Hope, there's no doubt about it that the toy companies, Kenner in America and Palitoy here, were really caught with the pants down. Then nobody expected that first film to be the success that it was. In fact, majority of people that saw it before it was actually screened, because its premiere was at the Chinese theatre. Before that happened, a lot of people that saw it, and particularly a lot of the actors that worked on it, thought it was rubbish. They thought it would be a monumental flop. And then when it opened up, it finished up having a standing ovation by the audience who were there, and the rest was history. It just took off. Now, when that happened, the toy manufacturers had sort of been apprehensive, and they hadn't really got into it, not like they are doing today. When they produced the prequels, you know, the Sith, Revenge of the Sith and the other 2, they were already producing the stuff. They were already geared up to produce the stuff. But in 1978, they really got caught with the pants down. Nobody expected Star Wars to be the phenomenon that it was. It just took the world by storm, and they were permanently playing catch up, trying to get the stuff out to supply the demand. That's why a lot of the very early Star Wars toys, particularly in England, I'm talking about Palitoy, I'm talking about the collectors over here, there's not enough carded Palitoy Star Wars figures to go round. There just isn't enough of them. The production run wasn't big enough, because by the time it got to '79, they were anticipating the second film, Empire Strikes Back, So they fully expected that the first film would then die away. So, and they were playing catch up a little bit through Empire. The only time they really started to pile the stuff out was really Jedi. That's why the Jedi stuff isn't worth as much. A lot of it isn't worth as much as Empire, and why it's certainly not worth as much as the first film, Star Wars. It's simply supply and demand. And of course now with these new films, you go into the shops and there's tons and tons and tons of Star Wars stuff. Now people ask me, will that ever be worth money? I don't know. I haven't got a crystal ball, but I would guess nowhere near what the vintage stuff's worth.